Hey guys, welcome back to the Faithful Farmer Mama. I'm so glad you could join me here today. If you visited my blog, you would see that I had a wreath for spring that I was really unsure of. It wasn't one that I was fond of, and I had been contemplating whether or not to put a new wreath up. Well, I have two pups that decided it needed to go. They tore it up in a million little pieces in the front yard and left me with a bare spot that needs a wreath by the front door. So join me today as we go ahead and make a new spring wreath. So the other day I went shopping at Walmart and I found these adorable lamb's ear sprigs. They were $2 for two of them. I also found this cute home sign. It's in a section with all the wood and crafts. I also found these sprigs here. They were $1.49 and there are about 5 or 6 on each one. And then I had these to add a little pop of color of pink and white. They also were $1.49, I think. And then the lavender. This lavender is 97 cents. There are 5 sprigs on each one. Then I had these hoops at home, but I bought them at Hobby Lobby. One is $1.99, which was the small one, and then the larger one is $3.99, but I usually get it when all the floral stuff is on sale. And then you'll need wire, floral wire. So I have a 26 gauge, a 22 gauge, and then I have this other thicker floral wire. I don't know what gauge it is, but I've had it for a long time. So as you remember, we had our wreath, our metal ring wreath, and I have 2 here because I'm going to probably make one of these for my mom who is in a nursing home. The small one was $1.99 and the big one was $3.99 at Hobby Lobby, but I did get them while they were on sale. So that's always the best way to get them because they're usually about 40% off. So what I'm going to do is actually check and make sure I have enough. And it's simple, easy, just to lay them on here. I got the picks from Walmart. They were 97 cents. And I'm just going to lay these around here just to make sure that I have enough for this one. There we go. And I'm probably going to need one less one, maybe, because I have some other sprigs that I'm going to use too. So I bought also these white little dots here. I thought I would break these apart and actually put these in there as well. So I am going to use that. And then I also found these. These are lamb's ear. It's really hard to see sometimes, but they're actually fuzzy, and I love the color of this with lavender. So I'm going to put one of these. These were 2 of them were $2. I'm going to stick one of these between each piece of lavender, which is going to actually give me a little bit more room between to fill in my wreath. One more, I think. There. Okay, and then I have also, I wanted some color, some pops of color, so I got these. These were also $1. They were in the spring section, but they also have some pink. So I'm going to probably cut these apart into 2 separate sprigs here. And I have wire cutters that I will use for that. And then I will actually stick those probably where the lamb's ear is, just to kind of give them a little bit. Let me do one over here so that you can see the difference. Just so that you can see that there's a little bit of color, pops of color in the wreath to go with it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut apart the colored lavender with the pink on it. And I'm just going to stick these in. I really like the look of them in front of the lamb's ear. It just gives that little pop of color that I'm looking for. Hope y'all can see that. Each little section actually has a piece of pink and a piece of the lavender, which is, it's actually a little bit more frosted than the regular lavender that I had gotten. There we go. I need one more, which is perfect because then that will leave at least one piece for my little wreath that I also will be doing in a little while. There we go. Oops. Okay, so there's kind of the gist of my wreath here. And then I'm going to take these, which I'm not fond of the green, the leaves that are on here. I'm not fond of the color of them, so I probably will pull the green off and just use the white. They just slide off of the pick, so there we go. So I'll just take this and slide these off just because I'm not, oops, I took the flower off. Instead of the green. I'm just not really fond of this green against the wreath itself with the other light green because that green has more of a bluish tint to it. So, and these I'll just also stick in probably in the same area that the pink is, just to give it a little bit more color in there so it's not so purple, totally purple. There we go. I just need one more. There we are. Simple and easy. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am going to actually cut some wire. And as I showed you a little while ago, I have 3 different types of wire. I have a 22 gauge, a 26 gauge, and then this, I'm not even sure what gauge it is, but you can see it is a thick floral wire. I've had this for some time. I'm probably not going to use this one right now just because it is so thick. I am going to probably use my 26 gauge, and I'm going to cut pieces off of this instead of using, I actually think I'm going to use the 22. I think I like this better. And I'm going to cut pieces off so that I'm not using this big old wire to actually wrap around things. So I'm going to do each individual piece at the same, or with one single piece, so that they're all kind of tied together. The good thing about that is I can actually take this off later and reuse the hoop. So I'm just going to take my wire and cut it about 12 to 18 inches long, and I just keep cutting them until I have anywhere between 15 and 20, enough to tie every sprig to the wire separately so it doesn't fall off over time. Okay, so now I have about probably 15 to 20 wires cut, and they really are probably like a foot long, maybe a little longer from my elbow to my hand. You can kind of see it here. Just enough to be able to wrap around the wire frame easily. So I'm going to actually take, I don't even know where to start. I'm going to take off one bunch here and start working my way around to actually put them on. So each lavender sprig has 5 different spots on it. So it's not just this one little teeny piece. It's pretty thick. So you do want to kind of spread it out a little bit. And then we're going to actually put this on the frame just where the base part is, so that we can add things over top of it once we get to that section. So I'm just going to twist it one time, and I'm going to actually leave my wires pretty long so that I can actually tie other things to it. And I am going to just tuck them. Most wire frames have 3 little sections. So I stuck the flower in the first section, and then I wrapped my wires around the, in the hole of the second and the third. So then I'm going to take my sprig of lamb's ear, the purple and the pink, and then my white. I'm going to kind of put them together and lay them right here. I am going to bend the end, and I'm going to cut off this piece of my lamb's ear because it is actually not wired. It's just a soft piece. And of course, my wire cutters, I guess it doesn't help that that's my hand that I had surgery on. I couldn't cut it. Well, it may have a piece of wire in there. It felt like it did, but it's very hard to cut that. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take my flowers here, and I'm going to stick them into the middle hole, and I'm going to cover over the second and third hole. There we go. Now, with the floral wire from the first set, I am going to come in here and actually grab the lamb's ear to help hold it to the frame. And then I'm going to twist it in the back. This way it has 2 secure areas. The neat thing with these sprigs is you can actually bend them to go in a curved direction. I know it might be hard to see, but I just take the wire and wrap it around the sprig about 2 or 3 times, and then I wire it to the wire frame. Then I take the wire from the sprig before and loop it on the sprig before. So when I tie the lavender, I will go in and actually grab a piece of the sage or the lamb's ear to help secure it. That's what I'm doing right here, just to make sure that it's on there tied twice. Then I just keep working my way around the entire wreath until everything is tied on. I fluff as I go and just continue to fill in and twist things around until they look nice and full. And the last thing I'm going to do today is I actually have this sign. I know it's backwards in here. It says home. I got this in Walmart in the wood. They have a whole section now. It's very farmhouse wood-like. So I have this sign, and I'm going to actually secure it here. It does have a plastic tag on the back, and I'm going to actually use that to secure it here, just with some wire because I don't want my green wire to show when it is hanging. So I'm just going to use it and put it on the back of here. I'm going to use my thicker gauged wire. There's a really perfect little spot right here in order to wrap it around this plastic thing here. Let me see if I can get this on here. There we go. And then wire it down this way so that you kind of can't see the wires, but it's still strong enough to actually hold it into place. Now, I cannot believe how easy this wreath was to make, and it turned out so cute. I cannot wait to show it to you when it is on my wall. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope that you feel that this was a project you could easily replicate for your own home. Don't forget, please go ahead and find the subscribe button and also click the bell so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you really liked this video, give it a thumbs up because that helps me in the long run as well. Bye guys, see you next time.